Hey, she say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mom. I'm sorry.
So we've been talking about relationships a lot. So how does relationships and dating kind of differ? Because to me, I feel like a relationship, I feel like it's more universal. Like you can have a situationship, which I consider a relationship. You can have an FWB, which I consider a relationship. You can have a boyfriend or a girlfriend that I consider a relationship. So that's that. But then dating, I feel like for me, dating is kind of like that segue before you get into a relationship, like an official relationship, so boyfriend, girlfriend. But I just feel like it's not as common now because people don't date. Like, I think I dated somebody, like actually dated somebody, maybe like twice in life.
Well, I've been called by my friends a serial dater. So like I enjoy dates. Like I enjoy like.
Oh, he has. Hold on. This man is like a dating genius. I don't even. Okay, actually, tell us about a past date. Because I feel like you've had good ideas, and I really want them to like hear this. Like, this man is genius.
Past date. So once I took somebody out. So I got an email. I'm on like a Tesla email group, and I got an email like, hey, like there's gonna be a Tesla brunch and test drive. And so I reserved 2 tickets. We reserved up to 2 tickets. So I reserved 2. And I just reached out to somebody and was like, hey, like, would you like to come to the Tesla? But I mean, I made it.
Tesla, like the car, like the car, just in case anyone missed that part.
But I wanted to make it a little bit more fun, so I said that like we had to act like we're going to go buy this car, like and I wanted us to act like we're a couple. So I was like, you know,
so it's fun.
We need to act like we're a couple. We're rich. We have bands. We're both college students, but we're gonna pretend like we're. Whatever my career, so I'm about to be a future consultant. So I literally was just saying like, oh, I'm a young, aspiring consultant. I need a car that says something for me. And so yeah, we walked in. We was playing like we had the money, and we was asking questions like, oh, so can you tell me about this 4-wheel drive? Like, can you? So you told me we can get radio in Nigeria? Like, oh wow! God. And the car was just super dope, and it was food and brunch. And it was one moment where I remember how we both just sat in the car and closed the doors and we just talked in that car. You know, car conversations. The late night conversations are pretty much therapy sessions. So in a sense, we just sat in the car. We had the radio on, and in this Tesla showroom, we're just talking. And then afterwards, we got some food. So we went to a restaurant nearby, got some brunch.
Okay, so a restaurant, not Wendy's or
yeah. Something. But that wasn't really the plan. I think one because we were expecting them to have more food there, but it was more like finger foods. So I was like, I'm okay, still hungry. Go out. That was probably my most like unique date in a while.
Tesla. I'm like, if she doesn't go, let me know. I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had mentioned expectations. Okay, so we've talked about this before. Like, we talk all the time. Yeah. So we've talked about expectations versus standards. So give them like a quick synopsis of your definition.
Okay, so standards and expectations are so easy to get confused because oftentimes we break our own hearts because we have these expectations of what other people should do for us. And one thing is people will always fail you. And 2, you can only control one thing on this earth, and that's you. Why are you so concerned with somebody else's actions when you can't even control them to begin with?
Wow.
So those expectations that you have in dating, not relationships, but dating someone, drop them all. Drop them. Like, you can send a good morning text and get mad when they don't respond. But really, it's just like, you can't control that. You did your part. But that's something small. You could say, I'm going to go over and wash his dishes and get mad when they don't do the same for you. It's like, no, you did that with the expectation. They're going to reciprocate that. And no, instead, you should hold yourself to the standard. To not just go wash anybody's dishes. Literally, like, often people like, well, I expect certain things from people. I don't expect you to treat me poorly.
If you're not doing this, I don't want you.
No, you just have certain standards for yourself on how you want to be treated. Okay. So I think it's definitely easy to confuse your expectations for someone versus the standards that you hold for yourself.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because at first, like, I didn't understand. I'm like, how do you not have expectations? You're basically, that's like when people say like, oh, I don't have any standards because I don't want to disappoint myself. I feel like they're really saying I don't have any expectations, so I don't want to disappoint myself. And that's how it made more sense to me. So it's like, when I'm considering dating somebody, I'm thinking about the standards I have. So like I said before, the things that, like, you know, me being able to introduce somebody to my parents, or somebody who matches my vibe, or somebody who matches my ambition. So those are just standards. So everybody is going to be, you know, brought to the level of the standard. And if you make the standard, then you're dateable. But then when it comes into being in a relationship, I feel like if you have the expectation that, oh, if I, you know, like you said, if I wash your dishes, I expect you to wash my dishes. That's not fair, because you should be doing it because you want to do it versus doing it because you expect somebody to do something back to you.
Because too often, like, I feel like guys like me especially, is we try to be the nice guy. Like, we're putting in effort to be the nice guy with the expectation that we're going to get something in return. And instead, we should just hold ourselves to a standard of actually being a decent human being. Just be that nice person to everyone, and just hold that for yourself. But don't do it like, oh, well, I took her out on this date, I bought her meal, I did all this stuff, so now she got to do something for me. No, that's not how this shit
It's like you have
works.
to have that, attitude of gratitude. Like, I'm doing all of this, and I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to do these things, or I'm grateful I'm with this person, or I'm grateful that we're, you know, on the same page. And then if you're so grateful about the things that are happening at that moment, when somebody does reciprocate, or when something is given back to you, you can appreciate it versus just expecting it. Because if you keep expecting it, then it's just two people trying to, like, meet a quota. Literally.
And I would say one way to easily detect if you're holding a standard or if you're developing an expectation is go back and think about your intention. My pastor at DePaul actually helped me expose this to me. I'm a very data analytical type person. Like, I look at some information and I make a prediction and I make a move afterwards. But with people, you can't do that. Like, you can't make a move on somebody and test to see how they react and then judge, okay, well, next time I'm going to do this. You know, sometimes in our own actions, we can be trying to fulfill those, make sure those expectations are met. And that's when we get disappointed.
Last thing I want to talk about is monogamy. Do you believe in monogamy as far as, like, monogamous dating? Or do you feel like you should be dating one person at a time?
Well, I remember I was talking to a friend upset because I feel like I spent so much time and energy with one person dating-wise, and it just didn't work out. And I was like, I ignored so many other people for this one person. So my friend was like, well, do you believe in monogamous dating? And I was like, never heard that term before. Like, I know monogamy, like, you're committed to one person, but like monogamously dating, like deciding I'm only gonna date one person at a time. So I tried it out. I tried to date multiple people at once, where like I'm not exclusive to anyone. And it was a lot, to be honest. It was a lot to keep up with. I remember she was like, wait, who are you talking about again?
He would talk after class every day, like, okay, so this is what happened today. I'll be like, please.
Who? And then, like, all my friends couldn't keep up. I couldn't even keep up.
Yeah.
And it was just like, well, I'm trying to deal with this person over here, trying to deal with this person. And I never felt like I was actually getting to know one person. Right. And it was just in a sense of entertainment. Like, well, I got this over here, I got this over here. I mean, it was fun. It was cool. Nobody was exclusive. So I guess it's pros and cons. Yeah. Like, you get to see what works fully. Like, you can enjoy many people and just see what works for you. And again, I wasn't exclusive with anyone, and that was very clear. I guess I got to enjoy that, but at the same time, it was just a lot to handle.
It's so funny to me because Jerome's like not like a, you know, out here player like type of guy. So it's just like he's more so like, you know, the person you bring home to mom and dad. So like this is just really, really funny.
Well, that's why I tried it, because I had failure after failure after failure with
Right.
one person.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, insanity is trying something over and over again.
Right.
Ooh. So I was like, well, maybe I should try dating multiple people.
Right.
But I don't like it in a sense. It was I have fun. But I prefer monogamously talking to one person. Because even then, when I was dating those multiple people, I still had my favorite.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. It's weird to think about. I don't think like I said, I haven't dated a lot of people. I feel like, and maybe that's in like, you know, the type of relationships we've been in. Like, I feel like I've only dated like maybe 2 people.
Yeah.
But I feel like with you, especially with this like culture of expecting the man to like step up in these types of relationships, like, I feel like you can decide I want to date somebody, whereas for me, I guess like the immediate, you know, reaction is to just wait for somebody to like pick me to date, you know?
Yeah.
But definitely something that I've thought about more and tried to like combat more and just be more of a straightforward person about what I want. I feel like in the sense of like talking to several people I can relate, but I feel like it's less overwhelming because you're not planning dates and you're not going out with these people and you're not doing stuff, especially when you're not in college yet.
Because it's expensive.
Yeah.
Dating multiple, at least on my
financially, with your energy,
it
like
was
with
expensive dating multiple people at once. Because you know, it's the culture is the guy expected to pay most of the time.
The culture.
So I was paying, and I'm like, but there's a lot of free stuff in Chicago too. That's why I discovered it. So can I ask you a question?
What?
Do you think if you're not financially stable, should you be dating?
It's hard to say because I feel like when you're in college, you're never financially stable.
No.
But people, I mean, like that's one of the most, you know, prime times to like date and find that person for you.
Yeah.
So I feel like it does depend on your state, you know, or where you are in life. But I do feel like being somebody who has seen both sides of it, I personally don't feel like I should be dating if I'm not financially stable. And that's coming from my perspective, not expecting, you know, a guy or somebody that I'm dating to be financially stable. But I feel like for me, I shouldn't be dating if I'm not financially stable, because what happens is you start to like use the little money you have to like, you know, supplement that relationship or who you're dating or looking nice for that person. And then it's like, okay, well, at this point, all of my money is going to something it shouldn't be going because I'm not focused on me and getting back financially stable. Sure. I'm focusing on dating this person, you know?
But I was just curious because it's been said, like, I ain't talking to no broke people. If you ain't got money, don't waste my time. It's
That's
like,
not fair.
Dang, like, what if they
like, what if I'm a good person?
What if they an entrepreneur? You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
true.
What if they just building their own business?
There are so many more entrepreneurs now than there used to be. Like, so many people starting their own thing, like developing their own brand. Like, we're trying to do that now. So it's just, you really can't put people in a box anymore. It just doesn't work. So I just don't agree with
no boxes.
cutting people off like
no
that.
boxes.
No boxes.
No.
I did have another question for you.
What's up?
Gender roles.
Ooh.
I'm gonna start with the story.
Okay.
So my mom made sure that dinner was ready for my dad by the time he got home. My dad cleans the house on the weekends. Like, we clean the house with dad. And certain tasks and things that we would do will go with a different parent. So it wasn't like mom cleans the house or mom cooks the dinner or mom does the laundry.
Yeah.
We did the laundry. So that took that out.
When you have kids,
you don't have any rules. But it was interesting to me because I just assumed my dad gets home late from work because he worked farther than my mom did, or because my dad is a physician, whereas my mom gets off at the same time every day, so it's a little bit easier for her to plan to make dinner every day. Yeah. So my mom always was so adamant about make sure dinner is ready by the time dad gets home, and like, I never took it as that's my mom's role. I took it more so as, because my mom loves my dad, she's going to make sure that if she can make it home on time to make dinner, or if somebody can, she's in control of making sure that dinner is ready on time. Because he's on his way home and he had a long day and she knows that. So she made sure that, you know, they fit together like that puzzle piece. And then, you know, when it comes to cleaning on the weekends, cleaning is my dad's thing. Oh my gosh. That man will not have a speck of dirt in the house if it was just him living there. So, it's definitely more common for us to be cleaning with our dads. So, like, to me, gender roles, especially in, I guess, marriages from the eyes that I saw them, just didn't really make sense to me. Do what you do for the person you love because you love them versus doing it because that's your role.
I immediately thought of my grandma and my grandfather. They've been married for over 40 years.
Okay.
And my grandfather always had to get up at like 5, 6 a.m. for work.
Right.
So my grandmother, every morning, get up, fix some like toast and coffee or like something, oatmeal and coffee every morning for 40 years. Like, and why I immediately thought, like, why would we associate that as that's a woman's role instead of just saying that's a wife making sure her husband has a meal to get up to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm helping my helpmate. Yeah. Literally, like, so.
Like, we're partners.
I think it's easy to associate, like, that's a woman doing it, so that's a woman's role. This is a current man doing this action, so that's a man's role. And so, remove all that. My other grandparents on both sides are very traditional, very Christian and traditional families. So that's just how my parents are as well, and a little bit in me too. And so my mom would say the inside of the home represents the woman. The outside of the home represents the man. Okay. So like for me growing up, I was cutting grass, I was taking out trash, I was manicuring the lawn, I was cleaning the driveway, anything to make the outside of the home presentable. And as well as a man, I was cleaning the home because my mom was like, if somebody walking my house is dirty, they're gonna be questioning me. You know what I'm saying? So that represents me, and it works. Like either way, the yard gonna be cut. Either way, the bathroom gotta be clean. So who gonna do it? So my dad was like, well, I'm gonna take her to the outside and take her to the inside. There are no gender roles. There's just roles in general. And you have to find out what works for your relationship dynamic. Because if you don't communicate that, watch bills not be paid. Watch the relationship collapse. You know what I'm saying? Because there has to be, especially if you living together, there has to be things established to say, okay, who's doing what.
And it's interesting that you said the whole inside of the house and outside of the house part, because I was thinking about it, like, for the majority of my life, it's been all girls in the house. And taking out the trash has always just been a natural, like, I'll take out the trash when it's time to take out the trash. And when I had, like, dated somebody or, like, been in relationships before, like, I would go to take out the trash or something, and they would always, oh, I'll do it, or I'll take the trash out. And I'm just like, okay, cool, thanks. But I never thought about it as, like, maybe they just don't feel like I should be taking out the trash because I'm a woman, and that's not my role, whereas they might be more trained to take the trash out and do that heavy lifting. Well, that's the end of our conversation. Happy Valentine's Day. We hope we were able to shed some light on some questions that you guys might have. And I hope that it was interesting for you. If you like these kind of videos, make sure you comment. Make sure you like and subscribe below. Make sure that you check out my new page, amakasadvice.com. And make sure you check out jeromeskb.com. Show us some love. Subscribe to our pages. And thanks for watching.
We show bloopers, you know.
I will definitely. Damn, I forgot we were recording.
What's up, y'all?
Shut up.